Hi, I'm Peter from Coffee Parts, and today we're looking at EasyPresso's all-round hand coffee grinder, the JX Pro. So EasyPresso, if you haven't heard of EasyPresso before, is a company specializing in hand coffee grinders, based in Taiwan, founded by a bunch of coffee lovers who happen to be engineers. And you really can see the engineering side come out in their grinders. This, the JX Pro, grinding anywhere from Turkish all the way through espresso to filter. Being an all-round coffee grinder, it sits in the middle between their Q2, which is their portable light filter coffee grinder, and the J Max, which is their espresso first hand coffee grinder. The JX Pro is really made to be an all-rounder. So what makes this grinder different? It runs 48mm stainless conical burrs, which is on the bigger side for hand coffee grinders, running a dual shaft system, so it makes it a lot more stable while you're grinding, a lot more consistent. One big difference is if we were to take out the bottom chamber here, you'll notice that dialing in the grinder is now not on the bottom. They've moved that to the top here, and it really is a clever design in when you're dialing in on the bottom, a lot of times it's quite messy. Obviously, you got the retention from the grounds, and you have to be opening that bottom chamber up every time if you wanted to say go from espresso to filter. With this, they've done the dial in at the top. So same as other grinders where you dial in from the bottom, you have to bring them back to 0 or blades touching and then move them back. But in this case, it's got 10 numbers and 40 notches per revolution. And each notch is moving 0.125 vertical blade movement. So what that means is compared to the Q2, which was 0.25, this one being 0.125, you basically have half the increments. So you really are starting to be able to dial in espresso quite neatly. What it also means is to go from such a big variant from say espresso to cold brew for say, it is a few revolutions. So espresso might be number 15, which is 60 notches, so 1.5 revolutions from the start, while cold brew might be 20, call it 200 notches, which is 5 revolutions from the start. But once you get used to it and you know where you are, it's quite easy. You either bring it back down to 0 and then move it 5 big dials for cold brew, or you know you're at espresso, which is 1.5 rotations, and you want to go to 5, so you might move it 3.5 rotations. Pretty easy stuff. So now I'm going to grind out some coffee, going to grind out some espresso and put it on the table. I'm going to grind out some cold brew. So I think number 15 versus 50 or 1.5 revolutions versus 5 revolutions. I'm just going to pour a little bit of coffee in there. We're not weighing the coffee because it's more just to show what this grinder can grind out rather than to see how long it takes to grind 20 grams or 30 grams of coffee, what it might be. Let's grinding out some espresso. So that was quite quick because we didn't have that much coffee in there. One thing is, the lever and the handle really does feel nice and premium. It's got a really nice curve to it, so your knuckles aren't clipping the arm and things like that. There's an ergonomics to it that does feel quite nice. And this body is quite wide. For me, it feels very comfortable, but someone with very small hands or something, it might get to the point where it's a little too wide. Just grinding that out, just putting in some espresso grind here. Let's just dump it all out. And now just locking it back in. So we're at 1.5 revolutions, and there is a little mark here just to know that that is where you're counting from. So we've just done some espresso and we're going to go all the way to cold brew, which is one of the coarser settings. We're on position 15, we're going to go to 50, or basically we're 1.5 revolutions in, we're going to go to 5, so 3.5 revolutions from where we are now. There is a little marker here, so you know at the top we've got 5. We're just going to go to 0, which is now 2 revolutions, and then we go back to 0 again, making it 3, 4, and once we hit 0 again, 5 revolutions, which will be position 200 notches and roughly a cold brew setting. Gonna drop some beans in. Once again, we're not weighing it, we're just trying to show the difference. Gonna grind that out. that was really quick because obviously it's a coarser grind. Just dumping it on the bench here, you can see it's significantly coarser. So we've got cold brew versus espresso. Compared to the Q2, this is a bigger grinder. So not so much made for camping, but more something to have at home, in the office, in a caravan. So it's still portable, but not as portable as the very small, lightweight grinders. But it is a grinder that can easily go from espresso. We could have actually grind finer at Turkish level, all the way to quite coarse and cold brew. When it comes to accessories, it comes with just one, which is this, a cleaning brush. And the cool thing is, like the rest of their range, the EasyPresso can be pulled apart really easily without the need for any tools and given a deep clean whenever you want. But it's something you might not be doing constantly. Now, I'm curious to know, do you have any questions on this grinder, any of the EasyPresso range, or do you have a similar yet different grinder from another manufacturer? Let me know in the comments below. And like always, if this video has brought you value, please hit that thumbs up. And if you haven't yet, please subscribe. Thank you and see you on the next video.